What happened when your new neighbor wasn't who they claimed? I never thought moving into a quiet suburban street could ruin my life. But the day our new neighbor arrived, everything I believed about safety, family, and trust started to collapse. It was early spring when the moving truck pulled up. A pale blue house across from ours, vacant for months, suddenly had life again. I stood at my kitchen window, coffee in hand, watching a man step out of the cab. Tall, dark hair cropped neatly, sunglasses even though clouds stretched thick across the sky. He glanced around like he was scanning, not admiring. That detail stayed with me. Finally, someone bought it. My wife, Claire, said behind me, her voice carrying cautious optimism. Our neighborhood had been quiet for years, almost too quiet, and she was desperate for new company. You should go say hello. I didn't. Not that day. Something about him made me hold back. The next morning, though, he came to us. I was tightening a loose gutter when I heard his voice. Need a hand? Deep, smooth, the kind of voice that made you want to believe him. I turned to see him standing at the fence with a welcoming smile. He introduced himself as David, said he worked in logistics. No company name, no details. Just logistics. Claire baked a pie that afternoon and insisted we bring it over. Inside his house, the smell of fresh paint stung my nose. Cardboard boxes stacked with military precision, not one out of place. He accepted the pie with thanks, but his eyes didn't linger on Claire or me. They drifted to our son Jacob, who stood awkwardly in the doorway. How old are you? He asked, voice too sharp for casual interest. Jacob muttered, 12, and shifted behind me. I should have noticed more, but I told myself new neighbors are always awkward. Over the next weeks, David blended into the street. He waved at passing cars, made small talk at mailboxes, even mowed an elderly neighbor's lawn without being asked. People loved him quickly, too quickly. I watched from my porch as Mrs. Callahan handed him cookies, laughing like he was an old friend. But when no one else was looking, his eyes hardened. Once, I caught him staring at our house, long after the conversation ended. Not at me, not at Claire, at Jacob's window upstairs. Claire thought I was imagining things. You're overprotective, she said one night as we folded laundry. He's just lonely. But loneliness doesn't explain the night I woke to footsteps outside at 2 a.m. I crept to the window and saw David standing at the edge of our driveway. No phone, no dog, no cigarette. Just standing, looking at our house. When my shadow shifted across the blinds, he turned slowly and walked back across the street, calm as ever. The next day, he waved at me like nothing had happened.